Hey guys, what's up again? Brandon 5182 here with you on a Friday afternoon. Friday afternoon at 2:30 p.m. As you can see, I've got my cap off. I made it home. I'm sitting in my room. My hair's a mess because I had my cap on the whole time today to stay warm because it was so cold in the morning. But this is how I look without my cap. And usually I don't wear my little red hat at all that has my company logo on it. Um, usually, usually the way I go to work is I like to comb my hair and make it all styled and put gel or product in it, and it looks all shiny and nice. And this this today was just me being lazy for a Friday. Fridays are kind of like not really a work day for me. I only work 2 or 3 hours and do a short route. But today was a little longer. It was like 3 hours, three and a half, which is cool. A few more dollars. Um, but but yeah, usually I comb my hair and I like to have all this shaved because when I start uh, growing out and getting scruffy, I just feel like sort of like unprepared, almost like dirty, unclean. Like it doesn't like it feels dirty to me. Like right now and in the past at some former jobs that I've had when the YouTube filters so many words and ideas now. It's pretty awesome, right? I don't want to get a strike or anything, so I'll call it the big situation that we all experienced in 2020 globally. And you know what I'm talking about probably. But I worked at a job at it for a while that we were all wearing the coverings and going everywhere with those. So I actually grew all of this out because it didn't really matter if I shaved or not. So I actually never thought I could grow much of a beard. But some guys, they grow a full beard in like 3 weeks, and me it took mm, over 6 months, and I finally started to get like started to look like mountain man style. So that was unique. Like I usually don't do that, and yeah, everybody looks different with a beard. I looked pretty different. I just like let it grow like wizard style, and I didn't even try to. I was covering it all the time, so I never thought about cutting it back or trimming it, or I didn't have the proper equipment uh, to maintain it and make it look clean and like nice and shape it. You know, I'm too lazy. If I had a beard, I would just let it go. Like I was too lazy about trying to make it look good for who my coworkers. Most coworkers could probably care less whether you're there or not there every day. Um, you know, that's kind of been my experience with jobs and working working over ever since I was 16. And um, you know how coworkers treat you and interact with you, and I'm just much more aware of my surroundings now, and um, you know paying attention to the world and what's going on, critically thinking, as they say. And I never did that before 10 years ago, 15 years ago, when I was knee deep, waist deep in World of Warcraft and PC gaming, and pretty much my whole week and every day was the next greatest game, having fun, having downtime so I could play more video games. And I got into it really deep. I was never at a pro level or ever really good at any game in particular, but I studied gaming beyond the controller, beyond the game itself. I wanted to know the developers, the team, the company, how to make games, what it took to create entertainment for the masses, the business end of it. I thought I wanted to do that for a job. Like I was considering applying for. I mean, I don't know. I think I got into it too late. Too late. I fell in love with gaming. I transitioned from console to PC gaming in 2001, 2001 with Diablo 2. Diablo 2, I mean, either you know it, you've played it, or you haven't played it, but it was something completely unique that I had never seen before. And it was, that kind of pulled me in, and it was just a spiral after that. And I thought I wanted to do it for a job and a profession for a long time. Go to university. I didn't know what I wanted to specialize in. I mean, I just wanted to be a part of a company, any company that made games, and be a part of the think tank in the process that makes it all an actuality. Before, the bored, unenthused, typical daily gamer pays $70 now. Pays $70 now for a game that takes 5 or 6 years to create and develop, and hundreds of hours of work that go into it for them to play it 3 days over a weekend and then throw it in the trash and move into something else. But everyone's different, and now that I'm thankful that I never got into that space. Working for any one of these major game development companies, I think I would be a lot less stressed working either as an independent developer, even though I have no clue where to get started as far as creating a game. I don't know coding. I don't know where to start with that. I just have the ideas, I think. I can come up with what's fun, what would be interesting, what'll make a player want to play, but I don't know the code, I don't know the software, I don't know, how to do it myself, the programming language. Anyway, but that used to be me. That used to be me 10, 15 years ago. And it started with World of Warcraft. I mean, everybody played World of Warcraft back in the day. And if you did it, you played something else and you heard about World of Warcraft, and either it pulled you in because all your friends were playing it, or you heard about it and you're like, that's cool, I like other games, and I'll hang out with you because you play World of Warcraft. But yeah, I'm kind of just hanging out today. I'm still feeling pretty run down and tired. Probably gonna take a nap after this because I don't have anything going on a Friday afternoon. But you guys can see me without my hat. I haven't done a video yet without my warm wool cap. It's not wool, it's cotton. I don't know what it is, but it keeps my head warm when it's freezing or below freezing on my walk to work in the morning. My 2.3 mile trek. But yeah, after work I went to the card shop like I said I was going to do. I didn't procrastinate on that because I'm a master procrastinator. I think I always have been. I don't know why I do it. I just do. I just do it, and I want to change that. I want to change that about myself, but I've never been able to yet. And today, right after work, I went over to the card shop and looked at some Magic cards and met the owner of the shop, or at least I think he was the owner. Um, but yeah, it was cool inside, and I thought about getting a deck of cards, and then I thought, you know, just just that I used to be into the space and play. Actually, back in the day, I didn't play Magic the Gathering like I always have known how to play. I respect the game. I think it's a good game. I mean, it's the OG. I feel like it's the Bitcoin of trading card games. Um, but I just didn't really ever get into it, even though I know how to play. But money is limited, and I just kind of looked around, checked the shop out a little bit, and the owner was a little bit I don't know, like he was weird. He wasn't people friendly. Like I tried to talk to him a little bit, and he wasn't like happy that I was there. He was just kind of like grumpy and leave if you're not going to buy anything. Like why the f are you window shopping and wasting my time, kind of thing. It's like, you know, people want to really show up to that environment on a schedule and play Pokemon and Magic and give him money when he's like that in his establishment. I don't know. Maybe I caught him on a bad day, but I sort of looked around and um, yeah, I didn't buy anything today. I mean, there's a online option for Magic as well called Magic Arena. I think that's pretty awesome as an alternative to playing paper Magic in person. Um, but yeah, I didn't buy anything today. I couldn't decide whether I wanted to do it or not to invest. Invest in getting out of the house is the whole idea, I guess. But because most weekends, like today and Saturday, Sunday, I just kind of stay at home in my room in my house and browse YouTube and watch content and don't really know what to do with my life, what I want to get out. If I go outside of the house, like what do I want to do? What do I want to spend money on? Life is pretty different, a pretty different perspective when you're by yourself and everything you do for fun, and everything you go out and do to try to like entertain yourself is all by yourself. It's a very different feeling than when you're doing it with a friend or family or cousins or a group. I mean, imagine what going to Las Vegas, going to Vegas would be like all by yourself. That experience versus going with an enthused team of people and friends and people that you love and care about. Like it's two different experiences. And I'm very very cut off from the world, I guess. Like I haven't figured out how to mingle and like reintegrate into society, the social part of society. since my divorce, but even when I was married for 15 years, and I dated her for 5 years. We lived together for 5 years, and then we were married for 15 years. And later on, kind of like how lonely I felt, even with her. And it wasn't her fault. It wasn't like she made me feel lonely. Um, it was just the fact that that's the way we lived life together. You know, she was Hispanic, Mexican, so Hispanic Catholic, so she had a very large, huge family. You know, at her wedding, that's all that was there was her extended family, and that took up every seat. And my family was my brother and my sister, two people that were there because my family spent years and years and specialized in not communicating and knowing each other. I don't know why, but growing up, my side of the family blacklisted each other before I was even 15 years old. And I don't know why. I don't know the reason. But I grew up without knowing my extended family, my cousins, my grandmother just barely, meeting my uncle once, meeting my grandfather once. It's crazy. I know there's a lot of other people out there that have the same experience or aren't super close with their family. But I remember, like my cousins to this day, I'm 41 years old, approaching 42. The last time I ever heard from my cousins or saw them, ever talked to them, was when I was 11 years old, and it was Thanksgiving. And I remember both of my aunts were over for Thanksgiving dinner at my grandmother's house. And it's like that's all I remember after that. And after that, with social media, years later, and so many ways to reach out to people and contact people, none of them have ever reached out to me. Never said, "Hey, I know you're my cousin. What's up?" It's weird. It's weird. I don't understand what happened, but I know that there's no bad blood, or hate at all. I'm pretty sure of that between all my family members, all my extended family. For some reason or another, we just don't communicate or stay in touch. So it's it's like that for me. So sometimes living here after being homeless, I'm thankful for what I have in the past. Uh, but I feel sometimes I just feel lonely. I think that's why I decided to do YouTube and make content, because it's sort of like it's therapy in a way. You broadcast yourself to people, you talk out loud, and you want to connect with other people that hopefully understand you or experience or have experienced what you have, because you don't have really like a huge community around you. Because here I don't in this little town. I mean, in Oregon, 35,000 people in a town. That's a pretty small town. I mean, it's not a major city, but it's also not like in the country and in the farmland either. But small enough where you might only see one, two, or three homeless people at any one time. But yeah, sometimes I just feel lonely because the best friend I had was in. Well, I met him in middle school, and he was my friend. He became my best friend all the way through all the way up until I got married. He was my best man, best man in the wedding, and after that, he lived 2 hours away from me, but he also was married at that point. I mean, he got married before I did, so I was married. He was married, and he had four kids eventually. Even though I remember him saying when we were teenagers and had no plan really for the future yet, he's like, "Man, I'm never gonna have kids. Don't want kids. Holy shit, no, no kids. Just I want to get married and that's it." But things change as you get older and mature and talk with your wife, and different plans are made, right? Those are plans made by himself. Or hanging out with me as we played video games and had no plan for the future. I mean, I wanted the same. My past was different than his. But back then, when we were the same age, like, I knew that I didn't want to live at home forever with my mom and my siblings, and I wanted to move out, get a place, be independent, get a job, and get married or find a girlfriend. I didn't care about married. I just cared about girlfriend. And I found that. And that ended up turning into her being my wife, for 20 years. And now I'm divorced and single and trying to build a chapter 2 at 41. That's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy starting over. But I've experienced homelessness and starting over, coming to a new town, not even having a job, and just a little bit of savings, and sleeping out in the woods on the ground, like picking a campsite and you don't know how long it's going to last or what you're going to do for food each day. But, yeah, I mean, sleeping outside is really not that bad during the summertime when it's warm. If it's warm and not cold, you've got food and you just have to sleep on the ground, it's not as bad as you would imagine. It's much worse with cold and bad weather and rain, and then trying to sleep on top of that. But luckily, I had a plan and I wasn't homeless for very long. But yeah, my goals are to invest, to keep investing. Sorry, scratchy throat. To keep investing and to believe in new technology that's changing the world sooner than we think. And one day I want to get to a point where I'm financially free, meaning that I don't have to worry about working for an employer anymore and to worry about getting laid off or fired or to not meeting expectations for some reason at the whim of an employer or being replaced at a moment's notice. And I want to have the freedom to do what I want, to have enough money to hear about a crypto-related gathering or event in another state and just being able to front the money on a Tuesday night before bed to book tickets to go and do it because I want to. Because I'm able to and I can participate because I have enough money and everything's so expensive now. Where if you're in an income bracket like me, only making $32,000 a year, I mean, that's by United States standards right now, that's poverty. That's broke. That's basically homeless. And with that, I still have to have a roommate. I still have to cut even more things out of my life that I should have because I don't make enough. I don't make enough to afford what society thinks I should be able to afford, you know? And there's many other people like me throughout the United States. I'm in Oregon. I'm in one state out of 51 other states. You know, if what's happening to me is here where I am, there's thousands to hundreds of thousands experiencing exactly what I am. So, it's a long video. I don't know. I don't know if it's good if I do 10-minute videos and make shorts like 8 to 10-minute videos or really long ones like this so people can just turn me on in their car if they happen to listen to me and listen to what I have to say as they drive, like podcast style. I don't know what I want to do yet. I just kind of talk, and however long the video is however long it is. But eventually, hopefully I get enough subscribers eventually to make a few dollars. That'd be sweet. That'd be sweet, and then I'll turn those dollars around into investments. It's probably what I'm going to do. Just going to turn the YouTube revenue into more investments, into XRP, Jasmy, Internet Computer Protocol. Maybe more investments by then. I don't know. I'm pretty picky at this point. The more I learn about the blockchain space. But anyway, it's almost a half hour. I think this is the longest video I've ever done so far. So I'm probably going to finish this beer here that I have because I drink too much, I admit, on the beer front after work and on my days off, and which makes me feel tired and makes me take a nap because I have no plans or anything I need to do on the weekend when I'm not working. So that part I'm still trying to figure out for my chapter 2 and what I'm, what the plan is, what I'm trying to do next, But anyway, I'll leave it there today. Have a good weekend, guys. As always, don't forget to send me a like. Subscribe if you'd like to. That'd be amazing. I got one subscriber today, so shout out to Baron or Bacon. I want to shout out to the subscriber because I just got one and I'm super excited. Super excited that I got a subscriber. I hope I'm pronouncing the name right. But I've got eight subscribers now, and I'm on the road to 10. Just two more, and I'll be at 10 subscribers. That'll be awesome, for sure. And I'll keep making videos. And the video is about life today, life and thoughts and what's happening with me. And not too much about crypto, but I'll definitely go back and forth between each of them, between crypto and life as it happens, as I think of it, I guess. So hopefully, who knows? But leave me a comment, a like and subscribe, like I said before. We'll get to 10 subscribers before we know it. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good weekend. Have a good night.